Okay, today we are playing a game on Dorado. We are playing Mercy the entire way through, and this is a quick play game. We also aren't here for very long, as you might have noticed. So let's look at our team since we've got it up. We've got Mercy Zenyatta, Tracer, Pharah, Genji, not Zenyatta again, and Orisa as our only tank. So, it's not great. It's not great, I'll be honest with you. On the bright side, we do have a Pharah to boost, and we can boost Orisa as well, since she's Bastion-esque in how she is, you know, it's something. So, let's start the game. So, we're playing Mercy on Dorado. We can also damage boost Zenyatta if we really have to. It's not exactly what we're looking to damage boost, but it's something if nothing else is around. So we've got a bit of lag going on. Now we're going to go play Pharmacy up in the sky. There's a Roadhog down there. We can see through the bullets, so that's very scary. We are healing the Pharah at full HP, which is not very good. We switched over now. We're also doing a lot of looking at the Pharah. You don't need to look at the person that you're tethered at. This is why I recommend turning on Guardian Angel Prefers Beam Target, because when you're up in the sky with the Pharah, it's easier to look around at the ground if you have it Prefer Beam Target turned on, because then you can always just pull on the bungee cord without having to look back at the Pharah, because we do want to be looking around more rather than just staring at the Pharah. We're doing a lot of healing the Pharah at full HP, which is not good. We gotta be as efficient as possible when we're playing a support, and right now, we're not actually doing anything. If you're healing somebody at full HP, that's the same as your beam being turned off. We've landed on the ground, which is also very scary, and we've been healing this Pharah at full HP basically this entire time, and we're really not looking around. We're just looking at the Pharah. We've got, like, no clue what's happening on the ground, really. Like, can you even really tell me who is on their team right now? Not really. So we just landed straight on the ground off that GA, which is not great. Not great. And now, but Pharah's up in the sky. We got to come back up to the Pharah. We're again healing the Pharah at full HP. And we then chose to land on the ground. We could have stayed up in the air for a bit longer. Now we finally looked at the ground, and now we're back to not looking at the ground again. So we can hang out on the rooftop right now. Pharah's doing this. Pharah did indeed just get fucked, but she did kill 2 people. Unfortunately, we are fighting them right outside of their spawn, so she's just traded her ult to kill these people who are going to respawn and be back in 10 seconds. So that's not great. And now we're out in the middle of the street with Zenyatta, so we're just hopping away, and we've miraculously managed to escape, even though we didn't really have any right to. So Orisa's coming back now. We're damage boosting the Orisa right now, because she's the best we've got. We've got D.Va coming up here, which is not great. Orisa not great at being dove on, and now Orisa's fucking dead again, so that's also not great. I would consider just rezzing the Orisa, like, immediately, because we have no other tank. And, I mean, Orisa's not exactly a great tank, but she's our tank, so I would have probably rezzed the Orisa sooner, honestly. But we've solo rezzed the Orisa, which is probably still the correct play, because we do have no other tank. A lot of people need healing right now. Pharah's ulting over there, but she's nowhere near us, so we don't even have to worry about it. Now we're up in the sky with Pharah again. Now we're back on the ground again. We're healing people at full HP right here again. Now we're not. We're back up in the sky again. We did not change to healing at all, and Pharah got completely killed. I mean, she was going to die regardless, but we didn't change to the healing beam in time as well, which is also bad. Now we've got Soldier. Soldier is also good to damage boost. We're over damage boosting Zenyatta now, because we can't get at her. Zenyatta is currently purple, so, might as well damage boost him and hope he can kill somebody. And now it's all starting to fall apart, because our only tank is Orisa. Is a big problem here, because we're just sort of getting overrun from a lot of places. So, nobody's out there right now. Pharah's reasonably close, but she's not going to go out there and touch it. We've lost that point. Oh, we've just arrived right in front of their Pharah, but their Pharah's all up here by her lonesome, so she doesn't get to do anything. This Pharah right now is feeling like king of the world, because not only does she have a Mercy boosting her, she's also got a Zenyatta's Harmony Orb on her. You might have noticed that you can see a bunch of my fucking desktop right now. It's because I currently don't have my second monitor, so it's all a mess. It's all terrible right now. So, We're up in the sky with Farah again right now. Now Farah's gotten a bit away from us. Just heard a hook go underneath us. That's very scary. But it didn't hook us. So the thing is with where the Farah is taking us is the Farah is taking us to very dangerous locations because we're basically just going back and forth across the street over and over again, which is not really great. And, you know, that's like Farah just like going back and forth in the street. Farah just shot by at really low HP and it took us a while to track her down. Diva's ult is happening underneath her. Again, we're not doing a very good job at looking at the ground. I can't really tell you what's happening in these fights because we're not really looking at it during most of this. I can tell you that right there is a soldier right behind us. We actually see his bullets shoot by. These bullets are coming from behind us and belong to soldier. So we don't notice that, and then we take a rocket to the back of the head, which is bad. And now we're getting fucked. We lost Zenyatta as well. Feels bad, man. We still only have an Orisa as a tank, which is still very, very sad, but, you know, whatever. So we have res built up. We could have solo res Zenyatta. If we had more guarantee that we might have gotten out for resing him, it would have probably been worth it. Because if you res somebody to save yourself, you get to count yourself in the list of people that you've resed. So if you were gonna die, but you res like Zenyatta to save yourself, and then you live, you basically resed Zenyatta and yourself if you were gonna die. So that can be worth it, but we were probably going to die regardless. So this is not a good idea. Right now, Soldier's just like, why have you returned me to this hell? And he then immediately died again. So that was not exactly a good use of company resources. We don't want to be fighting up here. This is an awful place to be standing. I would just leave these people to die because we do not want to be standing up here because this is a very dangerous place. We don't want to fight over in this area in general. Again, we're healing this person at full HP. This is a very dangerous place to stand in general, and we're playing Mercy. We don't like to be up where the danger is. Again, we're healing at full HP quite a bit during this game. Zenyatta's fucking dead. Again, we're healing at full HP. So now we're in a really not ideal spot right now, and this is why I would have just left, because we just keep ending up in these really not great positions. Now they're just coming right at us. All we've got here is a soldier, so we're pretty all in on this soldier doing some work. We see over here Reaper coming up behind them. Soldier just put on his tac visor and immediately got told no, that he was not allowed to be doing that. So now we have a Junkrat as well, which is of course just fantastic news. Reaper's over here killing himself. Junkrat's now over here being a productive member of society. We're healing at full HP again. Not good. Bad feng shui. So now everybody needs healing all at once. Now we're up in the sky with Farah again. We've almost got res built up, but we don't have anyone to res anymore. Now our team is nothing but DPS, and one of them is Junkrat. So, you know, things are very rapidly falling apart. We can't get out of the way of this. There's nowhere for us to go to get away from the bomb, so we're pretty fucked in that position, basically. And now we see out here sadness, you know, general misfortune of having a team that's nothing but DPS heroes, you know, it's just generally not great times. So there was a lot, you know, despite only being 6 minutes long, not even quite 6 minutes long, actually, there was a lot of action condensed into a very small space during that game. So the biggest thing is we do a lot of healing people at full HP, which is bad. It's hard to carry as a support in general, and Mercy is the worst because she can't actively contribute in the fight herself. I mean, she can, but she has to stop healing or damage boosting somebody, which is not worth the trade-off of the 20 damage per shot pistol. So you have to be as efficient as possible, and healing somebody at full HP is just the same as your beam being turned off. So that's not good. We end up in, not a lot of not great positions, but that's more because of Farah than anything else. Farah takes us across a lot of not great places, right at the end when we're out in the big open space out here. Second checkpoint, we keep just, going back and forth across the street, which is also not great, and that's just because we're hanging out with the Farah. If hanging out with the Farah is going to get you killed because she's going to take you into bad positions, just don't hang out with the Farah anymore. Because the Farah has an obligation to try and not get the Mercy killed. If the Farah isn't doing that, whatever, just leave her to it, basically. because frankly, you are more important than the Pharah, basically. Yeah, the healing thing is the biggest thing that stands out. A lot, and there's like, this is a sort of game that's really hard to like judge, because like, a lot of nonsense was happening, basically. We didn't have very many opportunities to res people, because, I mean, we didn't have it in a lot of cases, and then when we could res, there were not a lot of great times to res anyway. The one time we resed right at the end of the second checkpoint was really bad. Soldier was no doubt really upset about that one. I would have been really upset about that one. So it's there's a lot of healing people at full HP, which is not good mojo. And that's the thing that stands out the most. And like, don't be afraid to like write people off if staying with them is going to put you in a bad position. If the Pharah is just taking you back and forth across this like place that's going to get you killed, just write them off. If you end up if your team is like, I'm going to stay out here in this big open square and just fight them, you're like, well, I don't really want to stand out in the big open square because I'm playing Mercy and I'll just get killed in the big open square. Just write them off. You're more important than them, frankly. So, anyway, those are the things that stood out the most to me. Thank you very much for watching. If you did, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer, and I hope you found the video helpful.